forgiveness. So, we all hear about the fact that, it's good to forgive and we should forgive, but it's not really that easy, the idea of forgiveness. And if we dig a little deeper on the definition of what is forgiveness, forgiveness is often defined as an individual, voluntary internal process of letting go of feelings and thoughts of resentment, bitterness, anger, and the need for vengeance and retribution towards someone who we believe has wronged us, including ourselves. Now, I included this picture below. I actually Googled forgiveness and this came up. It's a breaking of chains. And so why is it a breaking of chains? If you actually think about it, if you're able to forgive and you no longer feel that vengeance and retribution, that really is freedom from our own emotions, right? Think about a situation where someone has wronged you, someone's really, really hurt you or done something really bad to you or someone you care about. And 10 years down the track, you see that person. I'm sure those really strong feelings will come back, but that person probably will have forgotten what they've done and maybe not even realize what they've done. And that person is completely happy and oblivious, yet you are the one that is suffering, feeling that anger, feeling that bitterness, resentment, and wanting vengeance. So while the other person is okay, you are chained to your own emotions just because of something that has happened in the past. And so when you are able to break free from those feelings and thoughts, then that is like breaking the chain and flying like a bird. And so the late Nelson Mandela said, forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes fear. That is why it is such a powerful weapon. And if it's so powerful, why aren't we doing it more often? I'm sure we all would love to forgive if we can, right? But it's not easy. And so what has meditation got to do with forgiveness? And how does meditation help us in achieving that forgiveness? And in order to do that, we need to think and dig deep into what is actually causing that anger, what is actually causing those feelings of vengeance. Is it just purely those events themselves? Surely not, because if it was, then everyone who was a part of that should be feeling the same, but we don't. So now let's have a look at the human mind. Now the human acts like a camera. The human body acts like a camera. Just as a camera takes pictures and stores it on a film, the human takes pictures, but we store it and imprint it in our brain. And so throughout our whole life, we take these pictures of all of the experiences, growing up, going to school, having fun and having arguments at school, growing up and going to work, having relationships and the stress of work, all of that throughout our life. We just constantly take pictures and we imprint them in our brain. So let's take the example of a day. So say this is my day today. So imagine this is my day today. So from the moment I get up, all of these events occur. And if you think about all the events that happen throughout a day, and you get to the end of the day and you sit down and reflect, you will actually see that all of those events of the days I have stored as pictures in my mind. And they're there, they've already happened, but I still have those pictures in my mind. And from those pictures, all these negative thoughts, anxiety, anger, feelings, emotions, all of these things are actually coming from the pictures. And the pictures, if you think about it, they're not real, are they? You take a picture of a tree, the tree will continue to grow in real life, but that tree in the picture won't stop growing, won't continue to grow because it actually has no life, it's not real. It's the same thing, the pictures in our mind are not real, yet we are captive to our own pictures in our mind. And what's more interesting is that we think that this is our real world and we live inside this mind world of pictures. Yet if you actually peel it away, underneath is the real world that just exists as it is. And I don't actually live there. I'm actually living in my own mind world, trapped inside there. So the solution is to discard and get rid of those pictures one by one, just like we would throw away pictures into a fire. It is very simple. And by the time all of those pictures disappear, you wouldn't even know why I had felt those original emotions of anger and vengeance and frustrations, and they just disappear like magic. So let's give it a try. First, we're going to recognize that what is in our mind are just pictures. Then you're going to follow the instructions with your mind, and you're going to recall, reflect, and throw away those pictures. Most importantly, relax and enjoy the session. So in the world and in the universe, right, as we know it, there are stars, there's the sun, the moon, the earth, and humans, which is us. And so when all of this disappears, and even when all of this disappears, what remains is actually the infinite emptiness, which is the universe and the origin, where everything has actually come from. And even though it feels like there is nothing, it is eternal and never changing, and a non-material yet living existence. In different religions, it is referred to as God, Buddha, and Allah. And when I have this mind is the mind of truth. And only when I have this mind is there true forgiveness. And this is enlightenment. As Lena referred to in her video, this is human completion, when I can live with this mind of the universe. And so the mind is like an iceberg. What we've done today through the introduction is just get rid of some of the mind, which is the tip of the iceberg, as we say. It's what we see at the top. And these are our daily stresses, our daily frustrations, anger, etc. But if you look beneath, there is a big part of that iceberg that can't be seen, which is what is actually what's propping up that top part of the iceberg. This is the human mind, the lived life, which is the karma, images of human relationships. These are the deep-rooted attachments and the habits and the body that we have. And so we must get rid of all of this in order for there to be no more of that mind coming up. And only when we get rid of this is this complete freedom, where there is nothing more to forgive. And there is a 7-step method in order to do this.